Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and welcome to the North of 60 Gaming channel. Today we're going to look at a brand new release. It is Evil Corp. This game pits you against 1 to 5 other players in a race to take over the world and dominate it with your evil plans. You play an evil genius billionaire and you're going to expand across the continent, put businesses in different areas of the world, and enact your evil plans. You're going to expand, you're going to do some nastiness, and then at the end, when you pass all 3 phases of your evil plan, you will try to take over the world and dominate the world as the evil billionaire genius. Let's all go down to the table and take a look at what this game's all about. And we're ready to play Evil Corp. This is a game by Newbie Games Limited in London. The concept and development is from Alfie Dennen and Alex Harris Darcy. This is a game for 2 to 6 players, and we're going to be evil genius billionaires, I've already explained, and we are set up and ready to go. You can see the headquarter units, which are these little triangles. I have preceded the cities with our cubes. And these are our these are our corporations. This is our evil headquarters. Each of us gets 3 opportunities, 5 $1 billion bills, and our secret special power. For example, Red has the invisible hand, so he can move any business to any other city on the board. We will have 3 phases in each game. You're going to have a collect phase. And in that collect phase, you're going to collect $2 billion for your headquarters and $1 billion each for the number of businesses that you have on the map. Each player starts with 3 businesses. Then we're going to play either a phase card or some nastiness or nasty business. And then we're going to have a world event. The world event will affect the areas here, will either penalize us or give us some benefits. So the first things we're going to do, we are the red player, we are going to collect. If you forget to collect and you start playing cards, you're done. You do not collect your billions of dollars. So be careful. This game is evil. So if one of your guys says, oh, you forgot to collect, you're done. So I'm going to collect $5 billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, one of the first things you want to do is start getting your businesses out there. So I'm going to look at expanding. So here I am. I can use this card in 2 ways. Either I can expand using the phase 1. I'm going to get my research and development down. Now, this is not in my color, but I still can play it to get a business down, and then I can replace it later on. Or I can do the nasty business, which is finding somebody $2 billion. But for now, we're going to put it down on the board. Now, normally I would put it down underneath where my headquarters are here, but because you can't see it, I'm going to put that here. It's cost him $3 billion. So out of the $5 billion that I had, which I should have had 5, I'm going to take $3 billion and put them back. These are plasticized, so they're quite nice, actually. Now, I can play as many opportunity cards as I have money for or have. I can buy more opportunities for $3 billion, keeping in mind that you want to stay somewhat liquid and find a balance between liquidity and spending, because if somebody calls you bankrupt, you're going to miss 2 turns, basically, of income. So the first thing I'm going to do, so to show you some nastiness here, I'm going to play this bottom part here, and it says, bank finds your enemy $3 billion. My rival, I'm yellow, so I'm going to find $3 billion for yellow, and he's going to pay his $3 billion. He's not happy about that, I am sure. I am done, so I'm going to take 2 more opportunities off the opportunity. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to pick up a world event. So the way world events are, you can see this one is securitization, which is going to net me 1 billion extra revenue in an area. In order to figure out that area, we have the dice here, which has all the different areas. We will just roll that, and it's South America. And then what we do is we basically put this underneath like that. So when yellow goes to pick up his revenue for South America, he will get an extra $1 billion. That is the extent of one turn. Collect, play your opportunities, play a world event. It is now yellow's turn. Yellow too would like to expand. Oh, the one thing I did forget is when I expand, I get to put another cube down. Yellow is going to do the same thing. Now we'll look at yellow's cards. Now he really does not have any phase. He has Wellington, Australia. So first thing he's going to do is collect his $5 billion. Remember, very important to collect your $5 billion up front for 5. Yellow is going to play, I believe, into Wellington, which is North America. Ah, there's Australia. So we're going to put yellow under here. He's going to put a cube in Australia, in Melbourne. Pay is $3 billion. Now he too is in the research and development phase. And one of the things I should mention is that we both get this white part here, and we get to put it on our headquarter units. We have just built up our first headquarters. So I've made that little adjustment. You can see the white is now. Because of this, I actually could have picked up a 4th card. Yellow is not done yet. To get back, he's going to do a little get back to me. So he's going to do a little nastiness on me. So he's going to blind steal a card. In other words, he's randomly going to steal a card from my hand. So I'm going to offer him up this, and he is going to take the top card. That is the end of his turn. He's going to select 2 more cards, and then we will draw another world event. It's fracking approval. We all know that we don't like fracking. However, we're evil corporations. So it's going into South America. So as you can see, what's going to happen is we're going to take this event out, and we're going to put this event in. That's as simple as it gets. Now it's green's turn. He's going to do the same thing. So he's going to collect his $5 billion. 1. And he's going to play his card. And he's going to go into Hong Kong. So green is going to play that under here. He is going to play his $3 billion. He will add a cube to Asia, Hong Kong. And let's see if he's going to... He also has now got his phase 1 card. And let's see whether he wants to play some nastiness. No, he doesn't. So he's just going to pick up 2 cards. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, now he plays a world event. It's a chemical apocalypse. This is an instant. The active player is going to have to pay $5 billion, which he should have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, this game is kind of on the ruthless side. We've come back around to the red. He is now going to collect 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 billion. Now, interestingly enough, when looking at the red card here, and he is the red, one of the things he can do on his turn is to have a hostile takeover. But in order to do that, so because he only has 3 cards, he can actually do that. So he's going to do a hostile takeover. First, he has to pay the $3 billion. to the stock exchange or the bank, I suppose. He will actually take this into his hand. And then what he's going to do is he's going to do a bit of nastiness. And you can see right here, he's going to play this on the green card. Bank finds your enemy $3 billion. He only has $2 billion. So right off the bat, he is now bankrupt. Which now he's kind of stuck. You can see now the take that in this element of the game. Once he has his takeover, he's actually going to now spend another $3 billion. 1, 2, 3. And he is going to replace this with this card. He's going to put a cube in Hong Kong, if he doesn't have one already. This goes into the discard pile. And he is finished. He will pick up 2 opportunity cards for a handle of 4. So his first phase of R&D is finished. At this point, it's time for another world event. It's going to go into Europe, which is right here, and it's extra income for our European families. It is now back to yellow. First thing yellow is going to do is collect his $6 billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus his headquarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. We have 6 $1 billion bills. He's going to see what we have here. So what he's going to do is he's going to go to here. Okay. So what he's going to do is he's going to play the bottom part of this to remove any world event from the board. Now you can see he's actually playing the phase 2 card, which he could have played, but he saw that red is very aggressive. And that if he played this, red would most likely take a hostile takeover of his red card, giving him 1 step closer to the end of the game. So actually he's going to remove the $2 billion here, because he doesn't want this world event to go for this guy, because red is already ahead. Then for $3 billion, he's going to buy a new opportunity, because he still has 4 cards. And let's see what he's got. We've got to count our money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to play $5 billion. To play Toronto. So he's going to put another business in Toronto, get a phase 2 card up for his $5 billion. If at any point he has all 3 of these cities, the money will double. So he's played some nastiness. He's got his phase 2 card, which allows him to actually build up his headquarters, which gives him another opportunity card. Even though he has nothing here at this point, he is building up his headquarters. He is going to stop. He's going to be able to pick up 2 opportunities because his hand limit is now 5. And then he's going to pull a world event. We have a -1 for an isolationist population, and it is going to Asia. Right there. So everybody's going to be affected by the income here. Okay. That is yellow's turn. Green cannot collect. He is going to rebrand. He can play cards. He has no money. So he is going to do exactly that. He is going to play the bank finds $2 billion, and he's going to put it on his friend Red. So Red is now down $2 billion, actually. He sees yellow is down, but he can pay it. So he's just going to reduce that. That allows him to pick up at least a new opportunity card. And he is good for the turn. There's nothing he can do at this point. He's collected his money. He doesn't collect money. He's played an opportunity or a nastiness, and then he's going to go on. He does get a world event, which is nothing, no revenue, nuclear meltdown, which means depending on where it goes, somebody could be affected, and it's going to Europe. Right here. So there is no income being collected in Europe at the moment. We are back to red. Red has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the 2 for here is $7 billion. Let's see what red's going to do. He's got a fair bit of money. Okay, so he's going to play a bit of nastiness here. Undervalued. He is going to, for $1 billion, buy a business from any other player that's in the same city as he is. He goes, he doesn't like the way yellow is going, so he's actually going to take yellow's cube out and says, I'm buying that for $1 billion. Here you go, yellow. There's $1 billion. Then he's going to do another bit of nastiness and says, not only am I going to do that, I'm going to blind steal a card from you. I like this one. At which point, he's going to buy an opportunity and spend $3 billion. And he is going to again play it. Now in this case, he's going to play for the nastiness, which is an expansion, which says, in a city where you have no businesses, buy a new business for $2 billion. That's not bad. So he's going to spend $2 billion. And he's going to put one in Tokyo. Oh, and we're actually minus $1 billion because of that. So we're going to put that $1 billion back. And he's fine. So he has now played about as many cards as he wants because he does want to keep a little cash in hand. He hasn't really expanded much yet. But he does get to pick up at the end of his turn a new opportunity. He will pick up a world event. Oh, double revenue. In Europe. Well, he only has one. Actually, he has his headquarters in Europe too, so actually that's not bad. It is now yellow's turn. Yellow is going to collect. Now yellow has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus an extra 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So yellow now has 7. 7. Yellow's pretty good. So they may be able to play a few turns. So the first thing he's going to do, he's going to do a bit of nastiness. In a city, in his best to market, in a city where you have a business, remove an enemy's business. So he's actually going to remove red. He says, red, you're out of here. He's going to spend $3 billion. Actually, yellow is going to spend. He's going to spend $3 billion because I think he wants another opportunity. Poor green, he hasn't really done very well at all. So he's going to play another nastiness, and it says remove one world event from the board. Well, he certainly doesn't want red to get ahead. And he really would like to get another opportunity. He's got some cash. So he goes, I'm going to buy another opportunity. You can buy opportunities. And that's about all yellow will do at this point. So yellow says, I'm good. So he's going to stop. He's going to take his new opportunity. Now we're going to do a world event. And it's going to Australia. And he has done his turn. Green now has rebranded. He finally gets to get on the board. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, plus an extra 1, they wash. So he's got $6 billion. He's going to play a card. He's going to do a bit of nastiness. Says, breach of contract. Take $3 billion from your opponent. He says, Mr. Red, I hate you. Mwah. You have to have an evil laugh. So he's taking $3 billion. He's going to turn that around and take another opportunity card. So he's got really not much else he can do at this point. He can buy one more opportunity if he wants. He'll stop for now. You can see he's not doing very well at this point. He doesn't even have a one, but he will take his last opportunity. And then we will roll for a world event. Africa. There we are, minus $1 billion revenue. And he has done his turn. The world event is played. It comes back around to red. Red only has $2 billion, but he was lucky. He was on the brink. So he has 2, 3, 4. That's a wash. 5. Only gets $5 billion this turn. At some point, what you're going to want to do is you want to keep churning your cards over and over and over, because you want to get to the phase 3 cards. So again, he's going to do a bit of nastiness. Turnabout is free pay. He says, in a city where you have a business, remove an enemy's business. He says, goodbye, Mr. Green. And he might as well remove a world event from the board. Political capital. And he certainly doesn't want yellow to have an extra $2 billion. At this point in time, I think he will spend $3 billion in hopes of getting a new something interesting. But he will do this, and he says, okay, Mr. Yellow, I am going to blind steal. It's dirty tricks, very nastiness. So he's going to blind steal a card from yellow. There we go. And then he calls it and says, I want to keep a little bit of liquidity here, because if somebody does something nasty, I don't want to be around. So, double revenue. And that's going to Asia. Oh, sorry, the minus. The minus is going away. Next up would be yellow. Yellow will take his money first. So he's got $2 billion there. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. I think what he's going to do is you can have up to 5. Actually, he can have up to 5. He's going to buy an opportunity. 1, 2, 3. And then he is going to, he wants to stay somewhat liquid. I think he's good. He says, no, he says, I'm going to spend $3 billion to expand into San Francisco. So he's just going to replace this. Even though it's the wrong color card, he can do that. But he does want to expand his businesses into San Francisco. He can pick up one opportunity for his freebie. And that is the end of his turn. Green, hooray! Green has 2 here, 3 there, 4, 6. He picks up 6. At least he's liquid now. And he's going to play his opportunity. Hopefully he has a level 1 card. He does not still have a level 1. He is really struggling here. Fortunately, he can buy. So he's going to do some political capital. And remove this card. because he says, I don't want to have less income than I already have. Nope, he says, I'm good. And that is the end of the turn. So you can see I've shown you a number of different aspects of this game at this point. We've collected, we've expanded, we've played some nastiness, you saw a steal. I think what I'm going to do is jump ahead and show you kind of what happens at the end of a game and what we're looking for. So let's just say we've skipped ahead, the game has gone on, we've gone back and forth. And you can see now that red has a phase 1 card, which is R&D, his phase 2 card, which is his prototype, and he's played his third phase, which is his app. So he is ready now for the end game. He says, I've got everything. There's one last opportunity for his opponents to save the world or save the game. So what they do is, he asks and says, I am declared the winner. I have all 3. And he says, no, I have an agent. And he plays an agent card. The agent card is a card that allows you to say, I'm attacking you at the end game. Green, I know, doesn't have one. And then if I don't have one, so let's just say I don't have one, I would at that point... So first thing I would have to do, let's roll back a bit. So let's just say we have the end game situation. I have 3 phases. The first thing I do as the red player is I'm going to declare the end game, which costs $9 billion. I would pay that to the bank. At which case then everybody has an opportunity for an attack if they have an agent card. There is a limited amount of agent cards in the game, and so one of the things you do want to do at some point during the game as you feel you're getting closer is to try to get a couple of agent cards. There's only 5, so if you have 6 players, do the math. So yellow did actually have one and says, I say this, I'm going to play my agent against you to prevent this. Luckily, if I did not have an agent in my card, I would have to turn this guy back over. Whoops. And try again. Fortunately, I do. I would play my agent card against that agent card, and that would be the end of the game. Now, if I did not have an agent card, what would happen is that this agent card would then go back into the deck of opportunities, and we would actually reshuffle the opportunity cards that are in the discard with the cards that are here, and recirculate the agent cards. And the game would go on. But that is the game in a nutshell. You collect, you play opportunities and nastiness, you draw upon your opportunities, play a world event. When you have all 3 colors, you will declare the end. Pay your $9 billion. The opportunities for the other players to play agent cards. If they're successful, you'll turn back over and have to pay the $9 billion again. At the same time, opportunities get shuffled back in. And pretty much what would happen is if I went and got stopped, yellow could have had the same opportunity because he goes next and might win the game because all the agent cards are gone. So you have to keep that in mind while you're playing as well. But that is the basis of Evil Corp. Now, I think this is COVID world right now, so I have no opportunity to really play with somebody else. But I will say that the premise is neat. I think it's a party game. I think it's a neat party game it's a little bit of, beer and pretzel game. The rules are very light. The turns can be very quick. There's a lot of take that in the game. I think with the right crowd, this would be a wonderful game to play with 6 players. Once it got moving, there'd be a lot of take that, and I think the game would be rather quick because there'd be a lot more stealing because there'd be a lot more cards. So you have to keep in mind that hostile takeovers are going to happen quicker because you're going to be playing more cards down. You're going to be going through this deck faster for agent cards. You can use agent cards for other things too, including hostile takeovers, doing them for free. Because normally in a hostile takeover, you would have to pay the $3 billion to take it away from him, and then a $3 billion to put it down if it's a phase 1 card. So you have some opportunities to play those agent cards to save some. We didn't really play the powers, but they're there for once a game bonus. Again, everything is also on a nice little cheat sheet. So this game is pretty well done. I'm looking forward to an opportunity. In fact, my wife and I were just talking about which couple we would like to have come into our house and play this game, because we feel that you're really going to want the right couple because of the Take That. Think a little bit about Munchkin. There's a lot of Take That in Munchkin. I think this is on par with that type of Take That attitude. Like, you've got to be prepared to go bankrupt a few times, lose businesses, get fined, and you've got to take it with the lightheartedly, as this game really is meant to be a lighthearted game with a little bit of humor, and not a serious game. So think Beer and Pretzels, think Munchkin. That is Evil Corp. I'm glad I had an opportunity to bring this to you. I think it's a fine game. If you like this video, please give me a like. Please subscribe to my channel. If you liked what you saw and you'd like to see more of this type of content, this is your way of telling me that. If you have any comments about the game or questions, please put it in the comments, and I do answer my comments. So thank you very much.